nation of Trinidad and Tobago, two islands located off the coast of Venezuela in the Caribbean, have a combined total of over 450 bird species. Trinidad, being the larger of the two islands, is known for its diverse bird life and is considered an important bird-watching destination. The Caroni Bird Sanctuary was established by the government of Trinidad and Tobago in the year 1940. The creation of the sanctuary was part of a larger effort to protect the country's natural resources and wildlife, and to promote conservation and ecotourism. The government recognized the importance of the Caroni swarm as a critical habitat for the scarlet ibis and other bird species, and took steps to ensure that this valuable ecosystem would be protected for future generations to enjoy. But when people abandon their cats in such a place, the peaceful existence of the birds are threatened. The impact of these non-native predators can be devastating, throwing the delicate balance of the ecosystem into chaos. This documentary will explore the consequences of such actions and raise awareness about the importance of responsible pet ownership in our protected natural spaces. Cats are one of the most popular pets in the world, with an estimated 94 million pet cats in the US alone. They are excellent climbers and can easily jump up to 6 times their body length. They can also smell around 14 times stronger than a human. It is estimated that free-ranging domestic cats kill 1.3 to 4 billion birds annually. They are carnivores. They require a diet of meat in order to thrive. We humans have created this problem by abandoning our pets. Animal shelters, to veterinarians, to environmentalists, they all see the destruction from different angles.
My name is Sita Kuravilla. I'm the chairman of the TTS PCA, and I'm here this morning at the shelter in our surgery room with Gucci, one of our many lovely cats and kittens who are up for adoption. Cats come in to us all the time from different sources. Sometimes people pick them up on the road, or they find abandoned kittens, or they themselves have maybe been feeding a cat and that cat has had kittens and they bring those in. Or they have their own pets who have not been spayed and they just keep reproducing and they have too many to cope with. So they bring them into the shelter in the hope that we can find a nice home. And certainly during COVID, when people were housebound, our cat adoptions went right up. And between 2020 and 22, we have adopted out about 600 cats and kittens from the shelter.
I'm Dr. Wade Sukaran. I'm a veterinarian. I've been practicing in Trinidad and Tobago for 28 years now. That so many of the problems that we face as veterinarians are preventable problems. And a lot of the times it's just because it's not that people don't care. A lot of pet owners do care, but they just don't really know sometimes how to look after their pets and how to manage their pets in pretty much a domestic environment. Because remember, most of these animals, especially dogs and cats, living in a house or a living room or a backyard, or worse yet, a chain or a kennel, is not a natural way for them to live. And sometimes the way we feed them isn't a natural way either. So by simply not understanding what an animal needs and what its real environment is like, we create a lot of the problems. So it seemed to me that a lot of the problems came from us, not just the animals, you know. There's a problem with the human-animal bond. It's the reason why we hunt animals the way we do in Trinidad, why we have stray animals all over the place, why we have so much animal abuse, you know. It's because the bond between humans and animals, I think, needs a lot of repair, needs a lot more understanding, we need a lot more compassion.
One of the problems, though, that we've experienced, particularly in the last, let's say, 8 to 10 years, is the huge numbers of cats and kittens that people bring into the shelter. There seem to be lots more cats around where people do feed cats. And although we understand the motives for feeding, you know, people feel sorry for the animals, and maybe they're feral and they can't be caught easily. So the easiest thing is to put food down for the cat in the meantime. But what we've seen in a number of areas, residential areas, and well, there's one notable site at the Caroni Bird Sanctuary where people just feed, and the colonies are getting larger and larger.
And unfortunately, the way some people are dealing with that is by poisoning them or harming them or being really abusive towards them. We would sometimes find boxes of kittens left outside. Or people would even call saying, I have like a cat came into my yard, she just had a whole litter of kittens. Would you all keep them? Can I bring them to you all? And it's just impossible for us to keep the numbers of kittens coming. We often refer them to shelters and a lot of charities in Trinidad who try to take care of things like that, but they're so quickly overwhelmed that they themselves don't even have the room to keep more animals.
There are not a lot of places where you can actually take animals that you don't want. You know, there aren't many facilities. Really, by and large, particularly with cats, we depend on NGOs to assist with the situation. So there are, you know, some small shelters. There's this shelter here in Port of Spain. There are, you know, a lot of individuals who have set up small shelters. But to be honest, we are all overwhelmed with unwanted cats and kittens. In an area like Caroni Bird Sanctuary, it is a sanctuary for wildlife, and cats are natural predators and hunters. So they're known to take a real toll on wildlife. So it's actually not at all a good idea to be creating a large colony of predators in a bird sanctuary.
Because remember, in this situation, cats are fighting for survival. So you're seeing they might be injured by other cats, they might be injured by dogs, and even worse yet, sometimes we see cats coming in that have obviously been injured by a human being. Somebody took a stick and beat the cat, you know, broke a leg, did things like that. If we don't do something to sterilize or deal with all these stray cats that we have, we will soon be outnumbered to the point that it will be an epidemic. What I've already seen happening is that it only takes one or two people in a neighborhood who, out of the compassion of their hearts, kindness of their hearts, they decide, well, I can't see all of these animals starving, let me at least feed them. And inadvertently, without them even realizing it, they're actually contributing to like even more of a population. Because cats can get pregnant and start breeding from 5 months old even. And which means in 1 year, and they cycle much more frequently than a dog, and they can actually have 2 or even 3 litters in the space of a year, each time having 2 to 4 kittens even.
Studies have shown with feral animals that really the mortality, which is the dying off rate in the first year, is something like 90-something%. So it means that in that first year, most of them will die if they're left outside in the wild, let's say, with no care. So really, we really discourage abandonment because the animals don't necessarily do well and they will often suffer.
I sometimes see people, especially with male cats, who don't want to have him castrated because they just think it's a bit cruel. But then he goes outside and they don't realize that while he's roaming outside late at night, he's probably mating with a number of females who also haven't been spayed, contributing to that population. And worse yet, he's fighting with other male cats because male cats do that. They're territorial and usually one dominates the others. So if others are weaker, he will fight those, sometimes even kill the other cats. So by having a male cat who's not neutered, he then goes out there and either he'll be bullied by other male cats because they'll see him as a threat, or else he will be bullying other male cats until one comes along who's bigger than him. And he could end up losing his life or come back home, injured. So it's really important that if you have a pet cat, that they really should be sterilized unless you're like into breeding for commercial reasons. It just makes a healthier pet. They don't cycle all the time. They don't contribute to that population. They don't roam as much, and they're not attacked by a lot of the other cats in the area.
Hi guys, this is Bella. She's one of the cats that was dumped here at the Caribbean Bird Sanctuary in 2019. She's one of the survivors of the mass poisoning at the bird sanctuary. When Bella came, she was pregnant and she had babies the Thursday, and the Sunday I found her right at the side of the road here. Hands were already covering her with dirt and fine stone and stuff, and I thought she was dead. And I really cried a lot. And Bella is one out of the 16 that it have here. There's a lot of them. People keep dumping on numerous occasions, walking out and finding kittens in box, kittens in bag. That is why we just advise people, you pass and you see a box at the side of the road, stop and check. It could be kittens or it could be puppies inside of it. And numerous times we bounce up with some of them already dead in boxes and bags already that people dump. It is heartbreaking as rescuers to see these kind of things and what people is be doing to some of these animals, and then it's really heartless. The most cruelest thing I ever see is a couple of them that was shot with pellet gun. One had a big abscess on his chest, and by the time we took him to the vet, the abscess had burst, so the poison traveled through the bloodstreams. He passed away before evening. The other one, I have her in my care home now. Her name is Jade. Someone shot her with a pellet gun, and in the joint of her paw is where the pellet had shattered. And it's only by watching her, observing her walking with a limp, took her to the vet and realized she was shot with a pellet gun. Right here at this location also. Now, I'm a cat daddy. I have 27 of them home mining. That is right up here at this location, so. Right? To have some of them, you just do some of them along the way, but we're good. We had to continue going because it have lots more of them to help. When you accept them in home, at your home from baby, you accept them for life, not just cute and cuddly to play with, and then when they get the cute and cuddliness disappear, you put them outside or you look to get rid of them. Just the way how all you will treat all your family, treat the animal. Because when you accept them in your home, they become part of your home, they become part of your family. Me know for some of all you, but when you hear I say I love them from my heart.
Birds play an essential role in the ecosystem, and their presence is critical for maintaining a healthy and balanced environment. They are extremely important to the survival of many plant species. They serve as natural pest controllers, preying on insects and other small animals that may cause damage to crops and harm other wildlife. By studying and monitoring bird populations, scientists can gain insights into the impacts of habitat loss, pollution, climate change, and other environmental threats. Protecting their habitats and populations is essential for the health and well-being of our planet.
My name is Ricardo Mead, founder and director of the El Socorro Center for Wildlife Conservation. The Wildlife Conservation is a wildlife rehabilitation center with a strong focus on education. Yes, education. By educating people, we hope they use that knowledge to not do the negative things they do that affects wildlife and thereby conserving wildlife. Here at the Wildlife Rehabilitation Center, 8 out of 10 of our wildlife admissions are based on cat or dog attacks. Yes, cat and dog attacks account for the biggest problem we have with animals being injured and orphaned. Our animals here have absolutely no defense for cats. They're very agile. And no matter how long they're domesticated or how well they are fed, there's going to be some point in time where the natural instinct kicks in and that cat wants to hunt. It wants to grab something. It wants to catch something. And there we lose birds, lizards, snakes, and all sorts of animals. The Winston Nanan Bird Sanctuary at Caroni is where we have a lot of problems and we see the issues brought plain to light. Within an hour there recently, I counted as many as 52 cats. You heard me right, 52 cats in one area within an hour. There's no disguising that they kill birds and other reptiles and animals in the swamp. It is what is done. And I'm not blaming the cats, understand this. Who I'm blaming? And I'm laying the responsibility solely at the feet of the human beings. Yes, we have created this problem. So now it is up for us to find ways to manage it in a sensible and a logical way. The cat people, the cat groups, the animal rights people, the animal wealth activists, who have you have to come together and find this solution. And it has to be multi-pronged. There's no one way and one shot fix it all. Not at all. So I'm not advocating harming the cats by poisoning them. I'm not advocating shooting the animals. But the bird sanctuary, where our national bird, which is an environmentally sensitive species, exists, along with many others, many as 150 other species of birds, some still being discovered, should be totally protected. So please, for anyone out there seeing this video, do not collect your kittens and your cats and go and dump it there. That is cruel and inhumane. Stop dumping your animals, your dogs, whatever. That now creates another problem. So there's a constant problem, a dynamic, a cyclical effect downwards. And one day, our bird sanctuary with our national bird will be no more. All the tourists who come in to do bird watching will no longer come in to do bird watching because it is world renowned, that site. It is well known throughout the world. I've been as far as Germany and people have asked me about coming, and their dream is to come to Trinidad and Tobago, to come to the Caroni Bird Sanctuary, which is the best location to see the scarlet ibex. What about the hoteliers? When the tourists come in, where do they stay? What about the taxi drivers? What about the people who produce fruits and vegetables to sell to the places that sell these touristy foods? It's all linked together. So I'm not just talking about the birds. I'm talking about the taxi driver, the maxi driver, the tour operators, the people who work Caribbean Airlines, the people who work in the hotels, the people who work outside the hotel selling trinkets, people who work on the yachts, you name it. It's all linked together. And that is the job of an environmentalist. If we do it together and we do it right, it will rebound and become better for all of us. We'll have a clean, beautiful, peaceful, humane society right here in Trinidad and Tobago. Let us find a way to make everything live and work in harmony. Together, we can solve our problems right here in this country.
The scarlet ibis was the main attraction at the sanctuary until 2014, when a flock of American flamingos appeared. Since then, they have multiplied to over 500 individuals. It's the largest of the 6 flamingo species and can reach heights of up to 4 to 5 feet tall. Being social birds, they often live in large flocks. They use their unique calls and postures to communicate with one another. They are also considered to be in their threatened species due to habitat loss, hunting, and other human activities that impact their populations. Oftentimes, you can see them feeding in the mangroves. But the real magic is when you see them from above. Humankind has been responsible for the greatest destruction of the planet. No species has ever impacted its natural environment in such a negative way. With all our ingenuity and technological advances, we still have not yet come to a place where we have compassion for animals and our green spaces. It is clear that cat abandonment is not only a serious problem for the cats themselves, but also for the ecosystem as a whole. However, there is hope. Through education and responsible pet ownership, we can work together to reduce the number of cats that are abandoned. By doing so, we can protect our feathered friends and preserve the natural world for generations to come. Join us in the fight against cat abandonment. Thank you for watching as we offered a glimpse into the world of cats and birds.